ahead, man. Let's go. You are now rocking with the. You are now you're rocking with the best. You are now rocking with the best.
It is.
They're working together?
Yeah, they like are collabing. We're talking about Goop and Poosh.
The smell is, they have a candle called This Smells Like My Pooshy. Okay.
Oh yeah, is that because it smells? Does it smell like? Does that mean tushy? Like poo?
No, I think it, the vagina candle actually sold out at Christmas this year from Gwyneth Paltrow, and Goop for, I think a matter of days.
Really?
Yeah, it was one of the hottest items to gift
I want to know
someone.
if it actually smells like vagina, because I don't know if I would.
I don't know.
That. Dan?
I've never smelled it. I've never smelled the candle.
Would it be inappropriate to ask whose?
Vagina? I think it's Gwyneth's. No, wait.
Oh.
What is the Pooshy one's probably Courtney's.
I don't know. I've never had any experience with either one of these candles.
Is it a bespoke scent, or do they just try it do they try to shoot down the middle? This is our best guess.
I don't know, because there's so many different levels, It's I just went for a jog Pooshy. I just scrubbed a bunch Pooshy. I've just been working all day in these same jeans Pooshy.
pH balance is off, Pushy.
So anyways, Poosh.
Welcome to the 605 Show Live.
We are here with...
This should be a fun one today, folks.
Yes, I guess we, as in Dan and I, your hosts, which, by the way, we're probably going to have to lay V to rest.
Yeah, in memorandum.
Of the opening of the 605 show, because he clearly is not returning anytime soon. Maybe one day.
I don't know where he's at. We'll keep that one on deck, because I don't know where he's at.
I don't know where he is.
So when we find him again,
yeah,
one day.
And we are joined today by Lauren Skattum.
We are.
Hello.
Welcome of Britt Haus.
Thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm outstanding. How are you guys?
We're okay.
I'm just okay, because I'm worried about the Pooshy.
Yeah.
But no, I just told these guys, we'll get to it, but we were talking about Goop, which is Gwyneth Paltrow's lifestyle brand. And then I was saying that Kourtney Kardashian pretty much has almost like a copycat brand. But I guess they're partner, I guess they collab, but.
According to Google, they're in collaboration.
If what you said about that candle's true, then she did copy her cat, so.
Hers is Poosh. Doing the double O. What's with the double O?
I don't know.
Otherwise, it would be posh.
Right.
Yeah.
But same thing with Goop. Ooh.
Yeah, but Goop is spelled like that, right? With a double O? Poosh is not spelled with a double O.
Yeah, otherwise it would just be GOP.
Pooshy. Oh, I don't know about that. And that's a whole other thing. Well, real quick, before we get more into the vaginas and everything.
Speaking of Mitch McConnell. Anyways, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. I'm with 605 Magazine. I don't know where to go from here. It's vagina candle.
Hard transition.
Well, we're in March, which is, I'm confused because I'm working on the April issue, but the March bar and restaurant issue is out. Can you believe it's going to be St. Patrick's Day this week and it's still so cold?
I can't.
It's
going to be a
insane.
weird parade.
It's going to be really weird. I think weird things are going to happen. I will not be in town. I will be in Colorado. I wish I could watch what will ensue because I feel like it's going to get weird. But the current issue has us eating and drinking our way across the state. It's the bar and restaurant issue. Everywhere from Pierre to Centerville to Brandon. Pick one up and read about Windsor Block Bar, Roots of Brazil, Red Rosa Italian Grill, Flying Santo Taco Bar, and the Seed Coffee House. I have not eaten at Flying Santo yet. Have you? Is it good?
It's good. Do you want a more detailed response than it's good?
Ooh, what is it?
So we're a little bit spoiled in downtown Sioux Falls. So
Yes.
I grew up in the Inland Empire in California. So my experience with Mexican food is very different than out here. Mm-hmm. So we're a little spoiled. You got Nikki's, you got your Tortilleria Hernandez, you've got Los Paisanos, you got all these places that have really, really good individual things. So Nikki's carne asada and their barbacoa and certain meats are excellent. Flying Santo's not quite there with their meat, but they make the tortillas fresh in front of you.
Ooh.
And it's that. I'll go over there and choose some days. I'm yeah, this is it. This is the ticket. because like they make the tortillas right there on the press. They got it and they put it on the flat top and grill it. So it's
saw
good. That's what makes it really good.
In the pictures, they have that pickled onion too, which like
The pickled onion is good. Yep, their toppings are great. They've got this like elote style street corn that's like roasted corn and like a salad with like cheese. So, like,
Yes.
just get that on the side or get that on top of your situation. It's really good.
And keep going.
Anyways, so,
Talk dirty to me.
so like it's there's levels to it. So it's not like Nikki's is for me is the
How's
gold
their
standard.
guac?
I don't know.
Oh,
We're gonna have to do a taste.
we're
test.
gonna we're gonna have to do.
Yeah, we should have brought some guac in. Sorry about that.
I'm telling you.
Guac.
And the Red Rosa, I will say, in Pierre, it's not the Red Rosa that we had here. I mean, they were like they were related, but
Yeah, they're all owned similarly.
yeah, the one was more like wood fire pizza, which was really good. But the Pure version has like so much good food. I love their pasta, love their burgers, and actually they get me to eat a salad, which never happers. Okay.
Oh wow.
Right? Don't act so surprised.
You said
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah, but you're not supposed to play along.
I just trying to ham it up
Like,
a little
finally, she ate a salad.
bit. Roughage. Anyways.
Anywhoozle, speaking of rough, upcoming events, we have, like I said, St. Patrick's Day weekend, March 16th and 18th. It's the big weekend in Deadwood. I know they're also getting great weather, but it's definitely worth it. Celebrate St. Patrick's Day in downtown Deadwood with fundraisers, games, a parade, and pub crawl. Grab your pub port and collect stamps throughout Friday night and Saturday morning for a chance to win prizes. Start Saturday with eggs and kegs at Saloon 10. Oh, messy. Watch the St. Patty's Day parade and end the evening with a party at the historic Franklin Hotel. More info, deadwood.com. I think St. Patrick's Day too, I don't know if I'm correct, but I think they have like a weird like lingerie event. Or maybe that's a different time. Anyways, then there's also, which I've always wanted to go to, Schmeckfest.
What fest?
Schmeckfest?
Schmuckfest.
Schmeckfest. It's March 23rd and 25th at the Freeman Academy campus in Freeman. Come enjoy great homemade food and live music at Freeman's annual Schmeckfest. Schmeckfest, or Festival of Tasting in German, started in 1959 and is a celebration of the rich heritage of the Freeman community. The meal is served starting at 3:30 and is followed by a musical performance of State Fair. More info, schmeckfest.com, and it looks amazing. And it always sells out, so there might still be a few tickets. But
So interesting.
I heard it's going fast.
I can't say I'm familiar with Schmeckfest. I got our events portal pulled up, and that's what it's called. Okay.
Yeah,
How does one spell schmeck?
we won't do the same. It is SCHMECK Fest. Schmeckfest.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Schmeckles. And then there is, what you said you smelled like this morning, Wingapalooza, March
go.
25th at the Corn Palace in Mitchell, 1 p.m. Come enjoy wings, beer, and fun for all ages at the 11th annual Wingapalooza competition at the Corn Palace. Vote to decide who has the best wings and support the Mitchell Main Street and beyond. More info, mitchellmainstreet.com.
Love some chicken wings.
So yeah, where did you said you smelled like chicken wings when you were working out this morning. Where did you get your wings?
I took my son to Wingstop and we crushed. He's a big fan of the. No, we did not stop. So no, we crushed some of the boneless ones, which were very tasty and tender, but I did not feel super great afterwards.
Did you go spicy?
Oh yeah, I for the last trimesters of both of my pregnancies, I ate nothing but chicken wings and chocolate milk.
Fantastic.
And so I am a connoisseur of the chicken wing and love, spicier the better. So.
Oh my gosh, we should have brought some wings.
We should have brought some wings. Who's your favorite wing in town?
So far Wingstop, but
Okay.
honestly, I make a really good chicken wing. So
I was just gonna ask
Have
if
you
you have
been
your own
to
recipe.
Have you been to TC Referees? Have you had the
No.
wings at TC Referees?
I bet you
I think you need
haven't.
to go. Yeah, before you make such bold accusations as to say Wingstop. Has
well,
the
I
best
haven't
wings.
had a breadth of
For sure.
of wing experience since
Absolutely.
moving here.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. So I think
TC
Show her.
referee.
TC Referee Overtime used to have those triple time wings that were like they fried and then char buffed. Like they would
What?
they would like rebaste it with
They
sauce
don't need
and
more
then
though,
put
for
it in.
sure.
No, I don't know.
It's time to go to
Honestly,
overtime.
if you grill them at home, get some Costco wings, grill them, and then I know
Then
that
you'll get lost.
you might get lost in Costco. You
not
grill the wings,
It's not funny. I have a
you
serious
baste
medical
them,
issue.
or you dust them, and then you put them in the air fryer and crisp them up.
Get a little tacky, get tacky
Amazing,
kind of?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Lux has like that wing dust. Oh,
Wing
had the
dust.
wings at
wing
Lux?
dust. Yeah, they're
They're
good.
not bad.
They're
Well,
they're good.
I'll make you some wings and make over my Costco.
Thank you. Thank you. Buy me some wings.
I'm gonna buy you some
We're
wings.
gonna actually have a in memorandum thing for me one day, and then you'll be like, "Oh, I should have joked about the wings."
Like, oh dang it! We're just joking about Costco. All right. Well, we have been already talking to our doctor, Lauren Skattum. Okay, so first explain Britt Haus. So people would assume your name is Brittany, right?
Maybe
Maybe. Have you ever had anyone ask you where Brittany is?
no.
Okay.
Actually, no. So Britt is my maiden name, and so we moved here from Florida last April, and so April 1st is our South Dakota birthday for the family. So we're rounding out 1 year here
On April Fool's Day.
on April Fool's Day, which this year with all the snow kind of feels like it. But when I started my own practice, my husband, who's profoundly supportive, said that I practiced under Britt in Florida, and so he's like, you should keep that when you come here. So it's Britt in honor of kind of staying true to who you are, even though your life changes and marriage happens and kids happen, and still are you.
There you go.
Love it.
So speaking of moving here, though, especially with this winter, can you give any tips for people who are newly moved, and say like, how did you get acquainted with people, especially with this weather?
I think you just have to get involved and find an interest, find something you love. So I love to eat. Food, as might be evident by our discussion so far, that food is my love language. I love to eat. I love to cook. I love to garden. If it has food, it's my jam. So find something that you love. So for me, like I actually started doing a cooking class at Plums. So
nice.
on the third Thursday of every month. So actually, this coming Thursday, I'm doing a culinary medicine class there. So you kind of just meet the people that with your similar interests.
Explain that class to me.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
It has salad.
I bet I'll eat yours.
Oh, it's so good. So basically, it's a class to teach people how to cook healthy, because food is our first medicine, and so the things that you put in are so important. And so many of life is hard and it's busy, and so really you go back to the things that you know. And so if you didn't grow up eating super healthy food, medicine.
We were talking about culinary medicine. Sorry about that, folks. We're back.
Technology
We're back
is a
at
mystery.
it. I've never had that happen.
What happened, Dan?
I don't know. The device we were using just decided to no longer work.
It just left us.
Yeah, that's what happened to me in Costco.
See, now you're making
now
jokes about
there we
it.
go. We
He's
came full
back.
circle. Yeah, we're back.
My gosh. Okay. Anyway, so if people want to take one of your classes, where they go and how much does it normally cost?
The classes are about $90 and it's booked through Plums. So plumscooking.com. And they have classes in a whole range of things, but mine is the third Thursday every month. I think actually there's still 4 seats available for this Thursday.
Oh, awesome.
Although we are supposed to get 10 inches of snow on Thursday. So I'm hoping that it still happens.
It will.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
You'll be all
Right? Yeah.
It'll be good. So talk about what you do. Give us the 411 on Britt Haus.
So Britt Haus is a direct patient care model practice. So that's kind of new to South Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a membership model that is focused on women's health care after childbearing. So for moms or anyone who's in middle age and they're going through hormonal changes. For me, the journey was very personal after my kids and the chicken wings and chocolate milk. We were super busy and I realized I woke up one day. I had this epiphany that I had been lost in Costco, and I woke up and I realized I was eating a whole bunch of dinosaur chicken nuggets. And I was like, why do I feel so awful? And I know they're good, but they are so bad for you. And so I know, don't tell Owen. Dang it. But I realized how much your lifestyle matters to who you are and how you feel and affects your hormones and things like that. And so from there, I really loved focusing on that aspect of care. And so that's kind of how Britt Haus was born.
Okay, so give me an example of some of the patients that you see and kind of what they're looking for.
So as you start to go through menopause, and menopause happens to all women, no one escapes it. It's like death and taxes. And it usually starts with you feel really tired. And you're like, okay, well, I'm overworked. I'm taking care of kids. I'm managing all the things. And I'm really tired. And my libido sucks. And I'm working out. Hopefully, usually, people here are really good about working out. I love that. But they're like, I'm still gaining weight. I have this belly pooch. And I just don't feel good.
Wait, pooch.
The pooch.
Not pooch.
Oh, wait, pooch.
Pooch.
I don't think I can market the pooch.
Everything comes back around. Every trend comes
Full
back
circle.
around.
Sorry, so
circle.
you got the pooch.
So really, some of the things that you're doing, from whether it's your diet, your exercise, stress, sleep, all those things, they all go into your lifestyle. And so I'm dual board certified in gynecology as well as lifestyle medicine, and how to manage those things and how those things affect your hormones. And then if you need hormones or hormone replacement, then I do that too.
Well, there you go. And talk about that model, the model you were talking about that we're not familiar with really in South Dakota.
So direct patient care is definitely gaining traction on the coast and is slowly kind of working itself to the center of the country. We're actually the second practice in South Dakota. The first one is in Rapid. And it is a model that is has a super old soul. So think of that doctor with the little black bag that, has known you forever and, knows all your problems. They know your family. They know you're going on this whatever, trip to Cabo in a couple weeks. And, they just know the things.
Right.
And, I'm like that doctor, except with a little, I don't have a black bag, but I have 4-inch heels. So.
Yes, honey.
I love it.
So
funny.
I want a relationship with my patients. So I don't have a huge patient panel. I'm looking for a very, kind of smaller group of women who really want to invest in themselves and their health, and to have somebody who's really invested in them.
So you don't have like that, you know how it's always like that doctor with like a little cabin by like the lake, and they're like, I haven't updated this wallpaper in 20 years.
What?
Who is this voice? That,
You
like,
know,
always
well,
comes
like
out.
when you see like that type of doctor in like shows, they're always like the charming like hometown doctor that they're like, oh George, and then like someone comes in like you that's like, this needs updating,
Dating.
and then they're like the
I
really
think you just
hot
described a
lead.
Hallmark movie. Like I can think of at least 42 Hallmark movies where that is the
Okay, yeah.
exact
It
premise.
starts with that. Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
and they were all made last year.
And then some guy has a hammer that's like, I'm stuck in this town. Someone help me, Lauren. I don't need you. You do need me. Okay, so anyways.
There's always like a surly kind of like, like baker.
Yes.
It's like that dude's built like an NFL linebacker. He's not. Why is he baking bread?
But
in,
then
like,
usually by the end
Eugene,
they have
Oregon.
some understanding.
Yep,
Or like witness protection or something.
they gotta be.
So and then whoever you're like hiding from shows up. Anyways, I love it. So how can people? What's your website and how can people get involved? And even so, can you come by and ask what would that entail for a membership? As in, like, are they pressured to join as soon as they call you?
No. So we offer, so we're not for everybody and we're new. So a lot of people have questions. So if you go to the website, which is britthaus.com, you can kind of look through all the things. All the pricing is actually on the website, which is a big deal since I think the medical system is not really good about being upfront with the cost of medical care. And so even for us, we get a bill in like 6 months and you're like, well, what the heck? I like swear I paid this. And they're like, oh no, we readjusted it. So you still
they
owe
readjust.
$37. Anyway, so it's all there. And then if you want to talk to me, then there's a way to schedule a discovery call on there that is free 15 minutes where you get to talk to me and see if, what your needs are and what I can provide and if it's a good fit.
I love it.
Yeah, that's super cool.
I love it so
And like
much.
you're right, like we don't have a lot of direct patient care. Like if it's not through a network or it's not through one of the three primary, like Mountain View and then Vera
Like
Sanford.
the systems,
yep.
yeah.
So it's cool. That's a cool model.
What's something that you wish people knew that sometimes like people have questions about?
So we don't operate within the realm of insurance. And so I usually get a lot of questions about that. The way that our prices are structured, though, is that I took, the major systems, looked at what their prices are, and then set ours lower because I want it to be accessible to everyone. And with those systems, you are constantly fighting with insurance for reimbursement, which is why a lot of times the doctors that work there are really outstanding physicians, but they don't have time to spend with you because their model is structured so that they get reimbursed based on the amount of patients that they can see because insurance tells them that they have to do that.
Yeah.
Whereas if you need what you need. And so if you need 2 hours with me, you get 2 hours with me. If you need, like you literally need something, you need to run in, you run out, and you need 15 minutes, fine. But it's all covered under the membership fee. So even though like you might not use it 1 month, like, the next month you might be in 3 times. And so it's all covered. And so
Right.
it's really an amazing kind of investment in yourself that where you may not use it. But if you do need insurance, a high deductible plan is super important. But God forbid any of us ever actually need it.
Right.
So in the
Yeah.
end, it really does pay for itself
Yeah.
and how much you save.
One, it seems like you get really close to everyone. What's your favorite part about your job?
Oh, I love my patients. It's so fun because, there's like, I'm your new best friend with a medical degree. So again, like I said, I love to cook. So I'll shoot out recipes to like my patients and be like, hey, I found this, this is really good for inflammation and endometriosis. Like try it. What do you, let me know how do you like it? I love feedback. So anything that is helpful to them. So I read cookbooks like most people read novels. So I'm
Yeah.
always looking for new stuff. And I'm a believer in that food is your first medicine. So
Are you going to do a cookbook?
my mom asked me that the other day,
Oh my God.
actually. I'd love to. We'll see.
Yes.
There's a lot of projects happening right now, maybe in the future.
You should let me take your pictures because I've always wanted to, like, whenever you watch those like reality shows and they're doing a cookbook, like I want to be that person that helps you style that. I think that'd be fantastic.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Yes. we're
Also,
doing
would be
it.
super fun to cook everything all at once and then have like this big smorgasbord.
Oh
of-
yes, that'd be awesome. Hey,
Yes.
there you go. You could host a dinner night
There you
for
go.
people too.
See,
People pay you
the 605 Britt
thing.
Haus, opening
dinner.
class.
Sponsored by Dan Lost at Costco. So bringing it back. But anyways,
Just to bring it all full circle.
playing games with Dan. But speaking of playing games,
We're playing games.
we're gonna play games, and it's gonna be a cahoot.
I think what I'm gonna do is we have it up there so we can see it. I'm not gonna be able to. The viewers aren't gonna be able to see it, but we'll read the question.
Okay.
Oh, do we need to log back in?
Yep. So when we go on, so if,
Oh,
you're, if you're
shoot.
listening to this, we got a little game. Shout out to Greta. What's her last name?
Oh, Greta Smith.
Greta Smith of 605 Magazine for putting this together. She would
Thanks,
hate.
Greta.
She would hate that I used her first and last name.
We have
on the air.
asked her, by the way, to make an appearance, and she's acting shy, even though she's like in plays and performs music. And
Yeah,
you know what? She's just humble.
I think it's personal.
You know, against me.
I wasn't gonna say it. All right. So
I really
we've
wish you
got
could see this though, because you get characters. Mine's a koala with a beard. Lauren is a unicorn.
I'm a
with
pirate unicorn.
A pirate unicorn. How do we get this? Oh,
Dan's a
trying
wolf with a
something.
top hat.
Yeah,
It's very dapper.
Did you add the top hat, or did it come with it? Oh. I love a good game. I feel like you're going to school this though, because it's going to be based off of feminine hygiene.
I mean, I am a board certified expert, so
Well,
I
dang
would
it.
hope so.
And I will probably fail. I don't even know wait, what's it called? Goop.
Goop.
But yeah, but what's the goop rock, or was it?
The egg.
Oh, goop egg.
The egg.
Goop rock.
That sounds like a punk rock band or something.
Goop egg, goop rock.
Goop
rock.
rock. Oh, I don't know. I don't want goop rock. Is it working? All right, guys. I think we're going to be able to actually get the game on here. Well, I mean, they already paused once. They might as well do it again. I've never heard of Kahoot. By the way, everyone, is it Kahoot? And you can play games.
Oh, can the people at home play with us?
They probably could. All right, here we go.
Oh, wait, my phone keeps. Oh, hang on. I'm
My name is
reconnecting.
Alana Bish.
I'm all numbers, but that's because I can't figure out how to change it.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
It's my prison code from my my pirate unicorn.
Is it gonna work?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at here we go. Oh yeah, you need to sign back on, Dan.
There we go.
Perfect.
I'm so impressed, Dan.
Yeah, look at you pulling it together. And we begin.
Dun dun dun.
Kahoot at home.
All right, we're cahooting. It's loading. Britt Haus. Apologies for the delay, everybody.
Apologies.
Apologies.
What is gynecology?
We have options.
Pure genius? Wait, incorrect. Oh, it's all of these.
Heck yeah, it
I
is.
did not get that.
That's actually not true, though.
Oh, Greta.
Greta.
Bah, 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 bah. I think it will automatically time out.
Maybe it's what does gynecology include is what she meant.
No, I think that was a. Oh, I'm on the podium at least.
Oh, you have to hit next. That's why. And great. Thank you. I think you have to hit next again. I think you're just going to have to live up there. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. That's why we need Greta. Okay, what is obstetrics? A branch of women's health, the philosophy of gynecology, pre and post pregnancy care, or all of these. I am incorrect. Pre and post pregnancy care. Okay.
So obstetrics is actually all care, including during pregnancy. So
Interesting.
gynecology is the care for women outside of pregnancy, and obstetrics is the care of women during pregnancy.
Okay.
But that is a really good question because like I am board certified in obstetrics and gynecology, but right now I don't practice obstetrics. I don't do anything with babies. So
Oh, okay.
that's like the major differentiation between those two. Babies, no babies.
Baby, no baby. We are losing.
I love that Dan is winning in this game.
Isn't that nuts?
And you're the one without any of the parts.
Yep. I'm sure that it will not be that way at the end of the game. All right, question 3.
What does DPC stand for? Direct patient coping, duplicate prognosis crises, direct primary care, dog. Why?
Definitely D.
I'm gonna go with direct primary care,
There you go.
and I guessed right this time.
And really, it's the direct primary care because this is obviously not a model of care that would work well in an inpatient setting. So, like, if you're in the ICU, like, that's where you need insurance to come through. You know, nobody has a membership for the ICU. So,
Right.
it's for the care that you receive kind of on the daily or the monthly for maintenance and general health.
Here we go. True or false? You can be an obstetrician without being a gynecologist. I think true. Wait.
You were so sure.
Wait.
It's actually true.
Well, because you said you specialize in both, which means they could both be separate.
You can actually be an obstetrician without being a gynecologist. You can also be a gynecologist without being an obstetrician.
Oh.
It is the most common though to do both.
Quiz. At what age should you get a pappy pap smear?
Oh, what?
Pappy wappy. Wait, hold up. Shouldn't it be earlier than like 19 years old? 19, 20, 21, 22. I would say 19. 21? Dan, when did you get your pap smear? Oh, 21.
21 is correct. That doesn't mean that should be the first time you go to the gynecologist, but for your pap smear, yes. Which is not the same thing as an annual exam.
Yeah, that's really confusing the first time that happens.
It is.
And you're like, wait.
And there's still a lot of people who don't go until, they think it's the same thing.
I remember when I was younger, like I remember going and they were like, so do you want to get tested for STDs? And for years I thought I was getting tested for STDs. I was like, yeah, you already did it. They're like, no.
Yeah, there's a lot that happens down there that is not necessarily. Oh, so much pressure.
I think why is it called a pap smear is because they just smear around in there. It's named after a man named Georgius Papanicolaou.
Nicolau, yeah. Okay, so fun fact. Do you know the speculum? So what, like they stick in and like open it up to look at the cervix.
I'm familiar.
Well, I don't know if Dan's familiar. The first animal that was used on?
What?
A gerbil.
No.
The first,
that was loud.
The first speculum was on a gerbil.
Why?
I mean, it was teeny tiny.
Wait, this speculum was teeny tiny? Oh, thank God. Thank for the gerbil's sake.
Not the gerbil.
I was just thinking
I was like, what? I was like,
is
how?
the gerbil okay? Or
Yeah.
well, I passed at this point.
I mean, it was many moons ago. But yeah.
Interesting.
But why the gerbil?
I don't know. That was what they had to experiment on. And animal rights weren't a thing then.
Can you imagine? Like everyone's like having a meeting. They're like, "So what are we gonna test on?" And they like look, and the only thing in the room is a gerbil, and the gerbil's like,
It was like bring your kid's pet to work day, and then one guy was like, "No, no, no, no." And he just got outvoted.
Poor trauma. Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor traumatic.
All right,
gerbil.
I got to go back to my station. I just thought we were going to have a longer discussion than we just did.
about a gerbil getting wrecked.
Well, so interestingly enough, speculums haven't changed in probably like 700 years, which would, be obvious to anyone who's recently had a pelvic exam because they do seem like little agents of torture.
Yeah.
But we went to an exhibit for the Mount Vesuvius that erupted, and like all the ashes that kind of mummified people. They had like the medical clinic area, and they had a speculum that looked exactly the same as it does now from
Interesting.
like 500 BC or
We're
whatever.
just gonna come over here and do it like this because all technology hates me today.
Oh,
It's probably me.
You think so?
Yeah, I emit this like electromagnetic field, I swear.
All right.
which is not an example of lifestyle medicine. Ibuprofen, running on a treadmill, relationships, sleep.
Ooh, not an example of lifestyle medicine. Ooh.
Ibuprofen. Oh wait, we're
You're supposed to. We should have been keeping track of this. This is why, this is a note. If anyone's watching this and you know Greta, this is why we need Greta. To make this go a little bit smoother.
Yeah, this would be going a whole
Greta,
lot
we're
better.
struggling without you.
Yeah, we are.
Greta.
We're having a good time though. So 6230542 is on a fire coming up quick. Alana Bish, unfortunately, has not been as consistent competitively.
I've always been great at science. What did a doctor not have to remove from a vagina?
In 2017. So
Wait,
what did
a doctor not have to remove? Okay.
Yeah.
A candlestick, a bike reflector, headphones, a cheese grater.
There's only one of those things that I can guarantee maybe may not have been.
Oh, for God.
A cheese grater? No, I disagree.
A cheese grater.
Did you remove a cheese grater
I
from a
have
vagina
not
in
removed-
2017?
I have not removed a cheese grater in 2017. But HIPAA prevents me from talking about any of the other things. So,
Which, like, it.
But what
by
about the
and large-
gerbil? The gerbil deserved HIPAA.
the gerbil was before written history, though. So,
Oh, true.
There's a significant, like, if there, yeah, there's a good chance somebody has had to have a gerbil removed.
You can't even say what
Surgically.
the object is.
well, no, but I would be surprised. I mean, headphones, like earbuds.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Any kind of headphone. You know
See,
what I mean?
Greta, we need you.
What's
Apple
the weirdest thing you've
headphones.
seen come out of a person?
You mean other than a baby?
Yeah.
I've got a fun one after you're done.
Well,
Of course you have
I mean, there's a couple. The one that first popped into my head though was I did have a patient who is not here that they were trying to like spice up their relationship, and her husband wanted to invest in some beads, but instead of like going to buy like commercial grade beads, he went to the craft store and there were beads that were on the loose and stuck in various places. So
Interesting.
let's just
Bro,
say that
make the investment.
if
I'll go on the
so
cheap
if
for
you're
the prize.
gonna spice it up, like go make the investment in some of the good stuff, because it can get really ugly in there otherwise.
Mm-mm. How about you, Dan?
Like bottles. So like a glass bottle. No flange. So like people will, and again, you get rolled into the ER or wherever, and it's like, or you show up and it's like on the call and it's like, yeah, I slipped. Okay.
Yeah, there's
Stuff
a lot
without-
of this
anything without a flange. That
stop
stuff.
and fall.
Yeah, you see weird stuff.
Fruit.
Like we had somebody that
Fruit's common.
We had this was coming out, but it's just a weird substance to come out. But like when you have to give somebody activated charcoal in an ER situation to like basically take whatever's in their stomach and make it inert. So if somebody's got medications or things like that, and then they regurgitate all that activated charcoal, it's just black.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just the grossest, just throwing up, almost like some exorcist type stuff.
Mm.
And it's just not, that's a very odd thing to see, like from a person. You're like, oh,
Yeah, no.
that's not.
And this is
something I
the
wanna
beauty
make
of
regular.
medicine, everyone.
Isn't the human body great? All right, going on with these questions. Sorry, this has been kind of a rough experience, everybody. We're just trying to make it work.
Maybe we should just do one more.
There's a couple more. Let's see. We can pick. We can read it and decide if we want to do this. What can a low sex drive be diagnosed as?
You read it.
What are the lots? We have chronic libido deficit, retroactive sex drive deficiency, hypoactive sexual desire disorder, or antipathetic sexual inclination disorder. So we have CLB, RSDD, HSDD, or ASID. I'm just going to randomly pick. A correct answer is hypoactive sexual desire disorder.
Oh.
HSDD.
did get that one right.
You did. Yep. I would imagine. So I'm going to get surpassed here very quickly.
Oh, I'm coming for you, Dan.
You are. All right. How many subspecialties are in the OBGYN field? Ooh, I have no idea.
9.
I wasn't listening. 4. 4 subspecialties.
Yeah. So there's like the baby subspecialist. There's the getting pregnant subspecialist, which is REI. Then there's the gynecology specialist, and then there's the cancer specialist.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, so I've been overtaken. My lead has been
Dun,
overtaken.
dun, dun.
Which
Took
is
me a
not
minute
surprising.
though.
Not surprising in any way, shape, or form.
What is the average age a girl starts her period?
Do I get to vote on here? Oh, I could vote on here, huh? No, I can't.
Nope. Just kidding.
I'd say 13.
We were talking about
years
this a little bit earlier when you first came in. I was talking about like kids like are developing faster. I think that it's dropping.
Oh, the age is 12. Okay.
The typical age is 12. It is variable, and it has a lot of genetic factors. So if your mom started earlier, then you start earlier or later. It has a lot to do with like food and the hormones that we have in our food, things like that.
People still have
too.
period parties.
Period parties?
I don't know.
Like
they
a
just-
chicken pox party?
Like in elementary school, they're always like, and then when you become a woman, you can have a picnic and celebrate.
We did not have that in Alabama.
No, I cannot imagine. That sounded very Shakespearean. I don't know how much
Once you-
Bridgertons you've been watching or whatever, but
Watch out for those blood clots and
Oh God.
lay out the blanket for some sandwiches and celebration.
No, I don't know.
I think
don't know.
this
I think
game's
for a lot
over.
of history, I think that it probably wasn't a like a celebrating
Yeah.
thing. I think
It's supposed to make you
been-
feel better because you feel yucky. I think is what they're going for.
I understand.
Well, I
the
think it's
sentiment,
like
you know?
worthy of celebrating and like making sure that you're open with your kids about it. But at the
Right.
same time, like I know of a lot of people in at least growing up and like in the older age group in their 60s and things who are going through menopause, like their moms didn't talk about that. They didn't talk about menopause. They didn't talk about having a period. They didn't talk about sex. They didn't talk about a lot of things. And so
Right.
I think that it's open now.
Speaking of that, can you have menopause in your 20s?
Sure can.
Stay tuned to find out.
Yes, if you're a smoker.
It says yes if you're a smoker, yes, but rarely. If you listen to the wrong kind of music,
Music does not affect
or
your
never.
hormones.
Yeah, so you heard it here first, folks, from a medical professional. Music
There you
does not
go.
affect menopause.
I don't know. I heard if you listen to too much Miley Cyrus, you just kind of lose it.
That doesn't mean it can't affect you. It's
Yeah.
not your hormones.
Oh, that's good news. Let's see
Miley
what-
doesn't cause
Let's
menopause.
see what the next one is. Just try to get a couple of things. Oh, what does IUD stand for? Is it intrauterine device? Inside, under, and down? Is it an interuterovaginal dragnet
Oh, I like that one.
or an internal alteration device?
I like inside, under, and down.
Inside, under, and down. Did you pick that one? It is not that.
I like the dragnet.
Yeah, an interuterovaginal dragnet.
But it is an
Greta, these are very clever.
intrauterine device.
Yeah, good job, Greta.
Intrauterine. Yes.
Intrauterine.
Which is a form of hormone and birth control. And
This one might be interesting
What are
just for readers
IUDs
to
made
discuss.
of?
Is what are IUDs made of? We have fiber and glass, separate answers, not fiberglass, PVC pipe or plastic. Let's see the correct answer. Maybe you can tell us.
they're made of, most of them are made of plastic. They do have ones that are made out of copper as well. Those don't have any
Copper.
hormones. Hmm.
So it's like that's
It has no hormone in it.
does the effect, like the active, is that from the copper itself?
Interesante.
It's toxic to sperm.
The more you know.
Yeah.
So that's when people say non-hormonal forms of like an IUD, that's what they're referring to, is the copper in that.
Exactly.
Okay. Let's see. Quiz time, really quick. Which is not a function of Gwyneth Paltrow's goop egg? We'll give you context, viewers, in just a second. Spiritual connection with the vagina to strengthen the vaginal canal, to reshape, or to heal via crystal energy exchange.
It's a healing crystal.
No, that is a function, apparently.
It's to reshape the vagina?
No, what is not a function. It does not reshape
Oh, okay.
the
So it
vagina.
does not. Okay.
Oh.
So it doesn't do that, but it does heal via crystal energy exchange.
Oh, yeah, because I guess it doesn't reshape when you do Kegels. Okay, explain about the goop egg.
We were discussing this egg previously. So if you were a viewer,
Who is just tuning in?
yep.
Do you know about the goop egg?
So the goop egg is a weighted egg shaped device that is placed into the vagina that helps facilitate a muscle contraction so that you don't actually like birth the egg. And it is used to help strengthen the muscles of the vagina, also known as a Kegel exercise, or that muscle contraction. And it helps with prolapse. It helps with urinary continence. It helps with sexual response. It helps with a lot of different things. And so with a weak pelvic floor, then you have problems with that. I don't know about the healing energy part, but the muscle contraction itself is very beneficial. The eggs depend on, or weights, you can also get them on Amazon. You don't have to buy them from Gwyneth Paltrow, but they come in different weights. You should like work up, because I did have a friend who invested in these because she was terrified of
Are you
having like prolapse after having kids. And so she would put it in and go to the grocery store, and she started with the highest one because she hadn't had kids yet. And she like actually birthed the egg in the grocery store, and it was very embarrassing. So don't work your way up, but they're really good if you have like incontinence or anything like that.
Interesting.
So would a super like ignorant way to look at it would be like resistance training for your pelvic floor? Is what it sounds. It's almost like
Sure. Yeah.
Interesting. And there are a lot of benefits to that.
Definitely.
They talk about the benefits of that.
Oh,
Are
yeah.
you
Yoni egg?
Are you econ?
Yoni eggs harness the power of energy work, crystal healing. Oh, there you go. In a Kegel-like physical practice, insert the egg into your vagina and feel the connection with your body by squeezing and releasing the egg.
I got to tell you, of all the shows that I thought we would do on the 605 show,
There you go.
you know,
Now, I would be very careful with the crystals, though, because like we were also talking about, that crystals are a very porous substance. And so they also absorb all of the goop that is down there. And so it can be
Goopy?
it can be very goopy, and there's a lot of bacteria that can be harbored in there. So
when keeping it
Maybe,
real, when keeping it real goes wrong. Oh no.
That's why it says step 1 and step 2 is clean your egg with soapy water.
right.
This is an interesting question. We don't have to do this online, but we can just do this as verbally. Would you try the goop egg? And it says yes, no. If I was able, prefer not to say.
I would try it.
Again, you had, as you pointed out earlier, I don't fall into any of these categories. So I mean, maybe if I was able to, like, I gotta imagine, like,
You don't want to birth it from your bum?
nope,
I'm just saying.
nope.
As
Nope.
long as I don't have to reuse it, because I do think the hygiene part is very important.
It's an odd, yeah. Yep. Now that you mentioned that, I was like, okay, that's a thing to be considered of. We're almost through these. These are just interesting questions. True or false? Women do not have testosterone. I know the answer to this one.
True.
False.
Women do have
Oh,
testosterone.
Women have a lot of testosterone,
Man.
and you lose it first, which is like not fair.
Can you explain that? Like explain how because when you have testosterone, it actually goes down. There's negative effects for both men and women, right?
For sure. So testosterone does a lot for women. It helps with libido, which is what it's most studied in, but it also helps with sleep. It manages your like mental agility, so like your ability to like switch between like one thing to another. So like if you're I always use the example of cooking because if you're making something, then you go to the pantry to get something, you're like, wait, why am I here? And to switch between subjects, it helps. It helps with headaches, it helps with lean muscle mass, it helps with energy, it helps so you not get like that little pooch from the goop and the pooch. I mean, it does so much for
And
women.
it goes away.
It does. Yeah. So it's made by the ovary, and it is one of the first things that actually starts to decline. So you see the effects of a lack of testosterone usually before you ever see the lack of effects of estrogen. And so, you may not have hot flashes or night sweats or anything like that, but you're like not sleeping well, you don't feel good, you have no energy. That's obviously something that you need to get like checked out and make sure it's not something like serious. But a lot of it is your hormones.
Interesting. I don't like that.
No, late 30s can be rough, man.
Which is the stress hormone? Is it cortisol, aldosterone, prolactin, or insulin? It is cortisol,
Cortisol.
which is responsible for a lot of interesting stuff.
True.
Like when you wake up, I stopped drinking coffee for like the first 90 minutes, like 2 hours of the day, just to say, because they were telling you, when you wake up, your stress hormones are the highest. And you're supposed to that's where like the exercise in the morning whole thing comes from. It's like you're supposed to work through your stress hormones, but I don't always get the chance to work out in the morning. So like if I'm an afternoon, evening gym goer, and so but adding caffeine onto that, there's just allowing your body to kind of get rid of those stress hormones, right, and get to that point before you start putting things into it. I don't know if it's pseudoscience, it's kind of like bro science or whatever, but it's interesting how it affects you during the day and makes an impact on sleep quality. It's really interesting.
Well, yeah, and then we could do a whole show on caffeine. Caffeine is fascinating, and caffeine is not bad for you. But yeah, so if you will ride that cortisol wave and let it decline, and then take your caffeine, then you can bump your cortisol back up. So that, and if you exercise in the morning, then that also increases your dopamine and helps with ATP and this whole really nerdy cascade that I get excited about. But that's why working out in the morning is also better for you. Weights are better in the afternoon. Cardio is better in the morning.
Interesting.
3 hours, 11 hours. Yeah. I'm full of useless knowledge.
Useless is a strong term. Do women have a higher pain tolerance than men? I like how Greta put in there, I'm a man and I don't like this question. I would by and large say yeah. That's my opinion.
I think it depends on the person, but I would go yeah. I'm interested to see what yeah, she said yeah.
So she said yes, and I just think because again, there's certain things you can go through that are painful, but there's not an as far as painful physical experiences, there's not we have to try to simulate the experience of childbirth. Does that make sense? You can only simulate that versus oh, I broke a leg, or you know what I mean? I've broken many bones, so it's painful, but at a certain point you don't feel it. When I broke my arm the worst, I had both radius and ulna sticking out.
Nope.
My hand was just kind of back here. Yeah, you've heard of that. Have we told that story?
Ew.
I'm showing you my scar from the compound fracture, where basically this hand kind of just snapped back that way completely.
That's a bad day.
That's a rough day. 12 years old, that's a rough day. Ooh. And then I got to walk. I kind of was holding this and just walked down to the office at school. It was after school, and I was coming down this hill on these what are the shoes with the wheels and the Heelys?
Oh, those.
And I hit a metal drain pipe thing, the metal where they have the metal grate in the sidewalk. And was going down and just carried my momentum, and all of it went down, and I locked up, and that thing just popped. And I get up and I'm like, whoa. And it was the weirdest thing. And you don't feel that. Like that didn't hurt until I woke up I walked down to the office, had an hour car ride to get to the ER on the other side of the trauma center on the other side of town. And then, like it was just, adrenaline. So like, I think definitely by and large, because of the experience of childbirth alone.
Well, that's actually why they think that more women die of heart attacks than men do. Is
it
because you are so used to dealing with pain
Yeah.
every month. Every month you have a period.
Mhm.
Every month you feel cramps.
Mhm.
Every month you're, for years. And then so like by the time that you're like having all this pain, you're like,
Yeah.
you know what? It's fine. I'll be good. I gotta
Yeah.
go take care of somebody else.
I just got to get to the next thing.
That's super interesting. Cause I would have thought it's like maybe you exhaust, like your system is just like kind of, you know what I mean? Like takes more, you know what I mean? Cause like more women go through childbirth, like, right? Like, so that's a common experience where you go through a significantly like physically traumatic event versus like men, you know what I mean? Like not every man has a same thing that they go through that's that magnitude.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Oh yeah, and everybody has a birth story.
Oh, it's interesting.
It's
All
like
right.
a universal trauma.
That's the end of our, that explains why we're all messed up. That's the end of our questions.
Well, that was wonderful. Let's end it with trauma.
Yeah. On a wonderfully light note.
Well, thanks for coming in. And
Dan
thanks for
telling
all of
injury
this.
stories.
I feel like you could just keep going with all these facts. And
This is a super interesting topic. Yeah,
Oh, right?
I think we need to do our own version of Goop. You know,
I know.
And we can do the 605 show tackles health.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's the move.
And we'll make a candle that smells like your penis.
I have no comment based on this. I'm a female only doctor.
You heard it here first, folks.
We got the new
Keep your eye out for 605 merch.
Yeah, what would our oop name be?
Our Goop name.
Yeah. Because it's
The 00.
poop. Well, yeah, because wait, pooch? No, not pooch. Poop. Wait, what's the other one?
Pooch. No. Poosh.
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 Poosh, goop, and then we're
You could do a
Ooh.
a 6005.
yeah. Wait, what would you call that?
I don't know.
Swoosh.
Squoosh? Yeah.
Swoosh.
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 Yeah, but SIOUXSH.
Oh, there we
You
go.
know, or
There you go.
Or like squoosh or something like that. You know, you can
Keep
just do whatever.
posted for the launch of Swoosh, and
Yeah.
thanks to the Britt Haus for being here.
Yeah, this is interesting
Thanks
stuff.
for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, where can people follow you? Plug that one more time.
We are at BrittHaus.com. We are Britt Haus DPC on Instagram and Britt Haus on Facebook and even TikTok.
Oh, you're on the TikTok.
I'm on the TikTok. I know.
There you go.
You got to be these days.
Well, awesome. Well, thanks again. And everyone, thanks for another interesting 605
Very
show.
interesting 605
And
show.
sorry again for all the technical difficulties.
Yeah. We'll catch you guys again next month.
Blame Greta.
Oh, no.